So I've just given the engine bay a quick hit with some polish and cleaned it up beforehand with some brake cleaner and a bit of water and some degreaser. But look at the difference between that to that. It's pretty cool. Hit it all, so it's got BC reds. Power steering was a bit leaky. Piping will get redone in the near future, but there's some really weird stuff like this. Weird brackets and things on things, and I'd like to relocate that so it's not so dodgy. Same with this kind of stuff. And that is hanging there. Some of the lines could do with a refurb and moving around. This is scary to touch. This is like crushing fiberglass when you squeeze it, so that hose is definitely rooted. The cooling system's had no coolant in it for quite a while, so it'll be interesting. Hopefully it's got some in it and it's not corroded, but I'll have to do quite a decent flush on that in the near time. Start doing the more mechanical stuff, drain the fuel tank, put some new fuel in it, do the oil, do the coolant, and then we're going to try and turn the key and see if it'll run. Fingers crossed. Alright, engine bay has had a quick clean. It looks 4 million times better. And we have our clutch, our flywheel and our pressure plate, as well as a spigot and a throwout bearing. So the reason this got taken off the road was because the ex-owner ended up needing a new clutch and never got around to putting a new clutch in it. So it sat around for a couple of years and it's now where it is now. So I've just filled up the coolant. I'm going to drain the oil now and put on this filter which came with the car. It's a magnetic oil filter. Who knows how many years old it is, but it's still sealed, so it should be alright. And I'm going to throw it on, put some fresh oil in it, try and turn it on and see if it'll run. And then next week I'll organise some new plugs, probably another filter, and then probably do another oil change. And then we'll probably do the gearbox, which you can see the clutch is right there. And hopefully, potentially, and probably I'll get a roadworthy done on it and get it re-registered next week and be driving it by the following weekend, which will be rad. Woo-hoo-hoo. Cannot wait for Skyline life again. Alright, let's get this oil change done. That is very, very dirty.
Take my money.
Wow, look how filthy it is. Is there any metal? That is the question. So it might have a rear main leak, judging by all that oil. But this car was owned by a non-car person, so there is a chance that it just hasn't been maintained. And I did smash the hell out of it with water and oil and a whole bunch of stuff earlier. So some of this may just be residual. Yeah, that's water. Earlier we got BC reds in here. We have any lock lugs. We do have some cast irons. There's probably some old eBay stuff. Jump looks pretty right. I'm still keen to know what turbo they've put on this. It's so hard to see it from the top. Gonna slide my little mat. Whoa. What is that? Whatever it is, it has an exhaust leak. So that's an automatic. Gotta do something about it. Check this out. I'm not even surprised. We got factory manifold. What is that turbo? Maybe it's not a stock turbo. What is it? I just put my arm in the oil. I was like, what is that weird, slightly warm feeling? Yeah, whoops. It's not too bad under here though. The chassis rails are straight as. Not even jack marks on them. I'm quite amazed. Exhaust is pretty right. Got no radiator coolant leaks at the moment, which is good as well. However, that pipe is scary. Where was this one? Oh god, that one's scary as well. It literally feels like I'm squeezing crushed glass. Like if you shattered a window and then you pulled it.
Get out!
Are you guys right there?
You need to make me stop one now. What are you doing in here?
I don't know that oil change.
I'm just having a lay down.
Your wastegate bracket is like next level.
What does it look like?
Like fucking plate steel.
I'm still trying to figure out what the turbo is. Can you see what the turbo is?
Garrett, something.
Reckon it's a Garrett? I don't know. It's got a big rear housing, like a big chunky rear housing.
That's recycled. That's
We
recycled.
saw the Velociraptor.
That's a fucking Diplodocus right there.
Yeah! It almost looks like chocolate. Yeah! 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 Getting your daily protein there. Alright, gonna try again.
Yeah, we feel completely hunted.
Let's go. Send it.
Do you want to fucking
Got a flat my floor cap.
it's an intake pump? Yeah. You can have the truck. I'll never use it. And dirty microtech.
And then
Not our
the
car.
Ford fixed clutch, so you just pass it off and it's been passed up for 2 years. Again?
Yeah.
It's got a funny, a little bit of a funny noise on this side, eh?
No. It's just a microtech. You got to give it like half an hour for it to figure out
Still
what
warming
the
up.
No,
fuck it's doing.
cold start is basically that, but 6 times.
Try again?
Do we need more cans?
You're gonna want to get one of those bulk 24 packs of this.
Yeah.
Super cheap.
Cold start's not even an option, man. There's no spot for it. That's why rotaries like it so much.
You wait for the back
Turn that
one.
Chinese, have to turn that Chinese manifold into a hand grenade.
Yeah,
And as soon as it's not like that, as soon as I swap to the bottom,
We got it to start at least. Now it's food time, and we're trying to pilfer up a fuel canister with a pump I pulled out of the mirror the other day, so I had the 406 fuel pump. So we're going to submerge the pump into a fuel canister, hook it up to the battery and create an impromptu fuel pump to get it running for more than 3 seconds, and we'll see how it goes. Okay, so we are jerry-rigging our own fuel pump slash tank filter, etc., because the OEM fuel pump in there and the tank is questionable. The pump is not working and the tank hasn't been drained, so it could have 2-3 year old fuel in it. Could potentially be full of water, we have no idea yet, but that's a later problem. For now we just want to get the car running and see what it sounds like. So this is our DIY fuel tank with our fuel pump.
Nah, I'm burping it. You betcha that's gonna pump some fuel.
And we are using a, what is it, a rattle gun battery?
The mighty boosh.
I don't know.
The mighty boosh. Alright, we're not going to suck anything in though, are we?
Fuck.
Yeah, no.
Did you just explode fuel everywhere?
No.
I was looking at him when you done that too.
Definitely not. Have a regulator? Just regulate with your finger over the end.
That would be really
Almost takes out an eye, but no, it'll be fine with a finger.
With them until it runs. Perfect.
Let's cut that off.
I see no problem.
It's all
here. Just regulate it until it runs. As I can assure you, the
What is
18
this?
volts,
What is this regulator called?
Malpassi.
A Malpassi.
Yeah, they're like
Is it something that you
the
find
thing
in
to do
American
in
cars?
like 2000s.
Is
You
it
used to get a rising rate Malpassi because everyone would turbo cars that didn't have a turbo ECU. So you get one of them that's got a 1.5 to 1 ratio.
So it's kind of like a Image Blue.
proper chops,
for-
please.
Pretty much
Old school
a
cars.
mechanical fucking
SAFC
SAFC type deal.
Okay.
So
Certainly
for
get it
every
clean down
pound
there.
of boost, it used to
These
add
ribbons
1.5
Cheers,
pounds of pressure.
Thank you.
You can get them in 1-to-1s as well, but mostly
I think-
everyone get them in 1.5 to 1 to add extra base pressure when you get boost pressure.
I think it'll go in the bin.
And they still ran like a bag of dicks, so it didn't really matter.
Well, this thing has questionable tuning and mods and lines and everything on it, so
It's got a microtech.
Somehow-
The fact that it started off
yeah, somehow it started.
is perfect.
And
That's
everybody,
only
get
gonna
your
build about
faces
80
away from the
PSI
engine
before it
bay.
Can you yeet out like the other one did?
Wait.
Oh, that's gonna fly out of there on this bad boy. Oh yeah.
Fuel pump. Fuel system. There you go, kids at home. This is what's
Now,
fuel system is.
This is a dodgy
you
ass fuel
reckon that
system.
rig's doing anything?
It's coming out about as quick as it's going in.
Oh, I was gonna say 18 volts on a stock pump's gonna be like 300 litres an hour. So
Alright.
Okay, here's the microtech ready.
you got one.
We're dying.
You
We're
got,
dying.
you got a.
Alright, I kid you guys not. You cannot make this stuff up. So, at the moment, I have the cliche problem of my tail light staying on. Now, what this means, especially if you've got your third brake light on, which it is, that tells me that the brake is staying on. And I also found a rubber grommet down the bottom here that was disintegrated, which happens commonly in Nissans. So what this little rubber grommet does is it presses a button on the pedals. Sorry, I'll just get this lined up for you so you can see what I'm talking about. So see this guy up the top here with the yellow on it? So this is an automatic sensor. So on the right hand side it has a, I keep getting in my own way. It has a little, this is so hard to move on here, a button. So you can see there's a contact point there and then there's a button on the end there. So like most Nissans, that's the clutch. So that button presses in at a certain degree and it tells the car that there's a clutch. Alright, so the brake also has one of these little grommets on it, and the brake itself doesn't move anywhere near as much as the clutch does, which makes this a really hard job to do. I have a nut and bolt here that I now need to screw in place of that little grommet that was there that's now disintegrated. That way it turns my tail lights off. So if you guys ever have that problem with your Skylines or any of your Nissans where the tail lights don't turn off, or for instance this happens with the 350Zs with the clutch, and if you don't have your foot on the clutch when you try to start a 350Z, it won't start because that little button there is not depressed by the little rubber grommet. If you have any of those dramas in future with your cars, check those grommets because they are very important to these cars. So, I have to get back to, oh wait, before we go, I had something quite humorous to show you guys. So this is my gigantic mess of the underneath of my dash. Now this is some scary stuff. This is not even like average, this is like extra scary kind of, someone's gone absolutely nuts with like stuff here. So a couple of things I found. I found some ancient Rotom from Telstra or Optus or something. What is it? Nokia. Right, so we have this tiny little Nokia box thing. I have no clue what this is. What does it even say? Phone switch. I think it might be like an ancient Bluetooth thing. I'm not sure, but it's definitely coming out. Which is that little button thing here as well, wherever it is. There. So I think this is like some 90s tech. So not only do we have that under here, but we've also got this guy up here. Now, I've never had a microtech, so I don't know what part of this is part of the microtech and what part is just chaos and loom from a million things. So I was going through finding what makes a weird little noise. Now, you guys might know in Skylines, they sometimes chatter or they talk to you. And so see this little guy over here? I finally found the noise. So when you turn your car off, let's see if we can do it. Where's the key? That noise. Can you guys hear that? That thunk 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 noise? Now this is some weird Skyline thing. Now I was playing under here a minute ago and this little guy here started talking to me. It was like just doing this like kind of like this. It was like Morse coding me. It was creepy. Do it again. Do it again, car. Go. It knows that I was talking about it, so now it won't do it. Alright, we'll film that one day in future. Keep an eye on the vlogs. I will catch you out yet, you little plastic thing. Yeah, but it was chattering away and I was like, oh, that's that noise under the dash you always hear when you turn the car off. Okay, yes, sorry. So, before I got distracted, back to this gigantic mess of loom that is all under here. God, this is a nightmare. And a million fuses. Can you imagine if one of those fuses blew? How long it would take to find which fuse it was? Or where the problem was? For a good minute after I've turned the car off and taken the key out, everything was kind of still on. So there must be like a turbo timer somewhere else. Now, in this menagerie of a mess, I see this tiny little silver bit like there. I'm like, hey, I know what that is. I have one of these in my FD. This is a turbo timer. Far out. I'm probably just gonna take it to Whitey's and be like, hey man, can you deal with this? Because I really don't want to. There's so much wiring under here. Like, look at this. Like, what? Why? Why would you do this? I wanted to show you guys before I started toying with things and show you the condition that I've got this car in as of 6 hours into ownership. We'll see how it goes in the next couple of months, and we'll see how far we can clean this up and get it as a nice, respectable street car. It will run reliably and I won't have any random spontaneous electrical fires. So I am gonna turn off my turbo timer. Why is there a turbo timer? Let me just put it with the other one. And you, I don't know what you are, but you can go away for now and I can deal with you later. Oh god. Alright, gotta get back to this bolt. And then we will play around with our DIY fuel pump setup and try and get this car turned on tonight. We suspect we may have overfueled it slightly earlier and fouled one of the plugs. So it's running on 5 cylinders.
It's idling by itself.
Yeah. And that is the most DIY fuel pump slash setup you'll ever get.
Legit.
It is legit.
You taking the handbrake off and rolling back and forth things?
Yes. Give me a second though, hold on. Alright, yep. You got enough room. We pulled the subs and the amps out. Microtech seems to be working. It's running on all 6 now, isn't it? No, it's 5. Whoa.
There it is. Pretty plugged.
You reckon it's plugged one?
Yeah, he plugs.
A few of them.
Yeah, it's not misfiring, it's just not running right.
It's really an up though.
Yeah. It's nice and smoky. That is better. It's running nice and happy now. Let's clear the plugs up. She's alive! Boom! I'm sounding nice and healthy now for a car that hasn't ran in 2 years. Oh yeah. Oh, it sounds really happy. Minus the dirty plugs that I'll fix on Monday, but...
No spot.
Sounds healthy to me. Alright guys, that is it for this vlog. I hope you enjoyed and I hope you're excited to see the progress of the R33 just as much as I am. I am filthy, I'm dirty, I'm sweaty, but I am glad this thing is running and I'm sitting in it right now and revving it. So 6 hours into owning it and it runs and it works. Doesn't need a tune, nothing's broken, nothing's tapping. Couldn't ask for a better first car day purchase. Oh, Nate's tapping. So one of the guys was playing a prank on me where he got a spanner and he's tapping on the side of the body of the car, so I think there's something wrong with the motor. Oh, mechanics. Anyway, until next time guys, thank you for watching.